What the hell has the Department of Government Efficiency even done so far? I mean, seriously, has Elon Musk done anything besides posting dumb tweets? So today I thought it was time that we rate how productive the Department of Government Efficiency has really been. But to keep it fair and unbiased and straight and to the point, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna ask ChatGPT and Elon Musk's AI, Grok, the exact same questions so they can tell us what Elon Musk and DOGE have actually achieved so far. And then both AIs will rate the department's work from 0 to 10. Which AI is gonna rate it higher, or will they both say the same thing? Be sure to watch until the end to find out the answer. And as always, if you're enjoying this video, hit that like button and subscribe anytime while you're watching because it helps a ton and keeps me making new AI conversations each and every week. Alright, thanks a lot, and now let's get into it. But before we begin, let me introduce today's sponsor, Venice AI. There are many things you ask AI that it refuses to answer. Thankfully, at times like this, you can turn to Venice AI. Venice.ai is a generative AI platform that is private and permissionless. They utilize leading open source AI models to deliver text, code, and image generation to your web browser. Another thing I love about Venice is that they don't spy on you. I don't want to know what some AIs might be doing with my conversation history. I'm sure they could easily take it, tie it to my identity, and sell it to third parties or even governments. But with Venice, your messages are encrypted and your conversation history is stored only in your browser. There's no downloads, no installations of anything. And with their Pro plan, you get solid features like uploading PDFs for summaries, customizing the AI's behavior, and removing safe mode for image generation. And here's the fun part. AI characters. You can actually talk to AI versions of real people. Want to ask Barack Obama if he'd go for a third term? Go for it. Want to tell Donald Trump exactly what you think of him? He'll respond just like he would in real life. And it's weirdly accurate. And before you check it out, get 20% off a pro plan with my link, venice.ai/iaskai, and the code IASKAI. Or just scan the QR code on your screen and start using it with no limits. Big thanks to Venice AI for sponsoring this video, and now let's get back to it. First, I'll start with ChatGPT. I needed to gather up all the latest information about Elon Musk and DOGE, so it's fully up to date on what they've actually achieved as of March 19th when I'm recording this. And once that's done, I'll ask the first question. Alright, so ChatGPT needs to be clear, straightforward, fully unbiased, no left or right leaning takes, no sugarcoating, no fluff, none of that. First off, I just want to figure out how DOGE is actually supposed to work, like what their exact responsibilities are, their goals, and so on. And once we get that straight, I'll ask what they've actually achieved so far. Alright, here we go, and here's the first answer. DOGE should be cutting waste, improving efficiency, and making sure the government isn't bleeding money on nonsense. Their job is to find useless programs, redundant positions, and outdated processes, then either fix or eliminate them. They should be slashing bureaucratic bloat, not just throwing out numbers and pretending they saved money when they didn't. If something isn't working, they should shut it down. No half measures, no excuses. They should also be holding agencies accountable. If a department is sitting on piles of unspent cash or running pointless projects, DOGE should expose it and force change. If a government contract is a joke, it should be regenerated or canceled. But that requires real audits, not just press releases claiming victory when nothing actually changes. They need to dig deep, not just target easy political wins that make headlines, but don't fix the root issues. They should be making government work better, not just smaller. If they're cutting positions or funding, it better be because the work is unnecessary, not just for the sake of optics. Laying off employees while keeping inefficient systems in place is just a lazy way to claim progress. They should be streamlining processes with tech, automation, and modern tools, but only where it makes sense. Throwing new technology at problems without a plan creates more mess than it solves. Most importantly, DOGE needs to be brutally honest about results. No cherry picking, no overhyped numbers, no fake success stories. If they screw up, they should admit it and fix it. If they actually save money, it should be real savings, not projected nonsense that falls apart when you check the details. Their role isn't to be a political tool, it's to make sure the government runs efficiently, effectively, and without wasting taxpayer dollars. Anything less is just another useless department pretending to do something while getting nothing done. Alright, now I got it. I don't think we need to ask Grok this question, so let's just get to the point. Now I want to ask ChatGPT to tell me exactly what Elon Musk and DOGE have done since they began their work, and here's the answer. Elon Musk and DOGE have spent the last 2 months swinging an axe at the federal government without much thought about what happens after the cuts. The whole thing looks more like a tech CEO's fantasy of fixing bureaucracy than an actual functional reform effort. It's been aggressive, chaotic, and in some cases, straight up illegal. First, they tried to gut US aid. Whether you love or hate foreign aid, shutting down a massive government agency overnight isn't how things work. A judge immediately stepped in and shut it down because, shocker, you can't just erase federal institutions on a whim. Then came the mass firings. Around 25,000 federal workers were kicked out under some nonsense idea they were dead weight. The problem? Many of them were essential employees, and agencies were forced to either bring them back or scramble to replace them. This isn't efficiency, it's a PR stunt disguised as cost-cutting. Musk also pulled his classic move of inserting his own business interests into government operations. He pushed for Starlink internet at the White House, raising obvious conflict of interest concerns. What's next? Tesla-branded Air Force One? Government contracts handed to SpaceX because it's the most innovative option? It's the kind of thing that would have people screaming about corruption if someone else did it. Then there was the push to get access to federal payment systems. That's an insane level of overreach. The fact that a judge had to step in to block it tells you everything. Musk might know how to run a business, but he doesn't understand or doesn't care about how government security and financial systems work. On top of that, they started slashing office leases like a hedge fund, trying to boost quarterly profits. The problem is, government offices aren't just sitting empty for fun. Some of these spaces are necessary for operations, and canceling leases without a plan just causes chaos. Cutting costs isn't impressive if you're also cutting the ability to do the job. The bottom line, DOGE under Musk is a disaster. There's a difference between being efficient and just smashing things to make it look like you're doing something. Right now, it's mostly the latter. They aren't making government better, they're making it dysfunctional, and it's only a matter of time before that blows up in their faces. Alright, well, that was tough, but now it's Grok's turn to answer the same question. But first, I needed to gather all the info. I don't really know if it works that way here, but let's try it out anyway. So now let's paste the question and find out the answer, and here it is. Elon Musk and his Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, kicked off on January 20th, 2025 after Trump signed an executive order. Since then, they've been slashing and burning through the federal government like a chainsaw through butter. They've cut over $1 billion in spending, mostly by axing diversity, equity, and inclusion, or DEI contracts, and terminating research grants like the $900 million chopped from the Department of Education's Institute of Education Sciences. That killed off 89 studies on kids' learning and school safety. Gone, no debate. They've shut down entire agencies or crippled them. The U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID, got gutted, staff furloughed, website trashed, overseas work halted. Musk bragged on X about feeding it into a wood chipper. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, or CFPB, is another casualty. Its main site's down, employees told to stop working, and Musk posted RIP CFPB. No subtlety there. Musk's team has muscled into at least 15 federal agencies, grabbing access to unclassified data systems, payment networks, and personnel records. They've taken over the Treasury's payment system, which handles $6 trillion yearly, and tried to block foreign aid payments, though career staff pushed back until Trump replaced them. At the Office of Personnel Management, or OPM, they've offered 77,000 federal workers buyouts to quit, echoing Musk's Twitter layoffs. NOAA's diversity programs got torched after they dug through its computers. They've slashed $56 million in consulting contracts and ended leases for buildings they call underused. The Department of Transportation handed Musk FAA tech access for safety upgrades, whatever that means. CMS, part of Health and Human Services, is collaborating with DOGE, with Musk claiming on X it's a hub for big money fraud. No hard proof, just his word. Staff-wise, DOGE's got about 100 people, mostly young techies with no government experience, ex-Tesla, SpaceX, and ex-AI folks. Musk wants to double that to 200. They're in nearly every agency, moving fast, breaking rules, and pissing off unions and Democrats. Lawsuits are piling up. Unions want to block data access. States are suing over privacy breaches, and critics say it's unconstitutional. Courts have stopped some moves, but Musk keeps going, claiming the government's already illegal. Transparency's a joke. Musk promised all actions online, but details are thin. Savings claims, like $1 billion, are vague, and 40% of cut contracts reportedly didn't save a dime. He's admitted the $2 trillion cut he hyped as bullshit, now says maybe $1 trillion if lucky. It's a chaotic power grab, legal or not, and he's got Trump's blessing to keep swinging. That's the raw deal as of March 19, 2025. Alright, well, looks like Grok isn't going easy on Musk. What a detailed and tough breakdown. But tell me in the comments, which answer did you like more? ChatGPT's or Grok's? And now it's time for the AIs to give us their final scores for DOGE and Elon Musk's effectiveness. But before we see their decisions, go ahead and hit that like button right now if you're enjoying this video, and don't forget to subscribe, because if you haven't yet, now's the absolute best time to do it. Oh, and by the way, if you want more on Elon Musk, I've got a whole video where ChatGPT breaks down his relationship with Donald Trump and even predicted their eventual breakup. This one has a lot of spot-on takes, so be sure to check it out after we're done here. Alright, thanks so much, and now let's find out the scores. So now it's time to find out ChatGPT's final thoughts on Elon Musk's DOGE effectiveness, and what score from 0 to 10 it gives it. Musk ran DOGE like a reckless experiment, slashing staff, pushing his own business interests, and overreaching into government finances. The USAID shutdown blocked as unconstitutional. Mass firings, a disaster. Starlink at the White House, a conflict of interest. Payment system access, a legal overreach. He had a chance to make real reforms, but treated government like a startup, breaking more than he fixed. Final score, 2 out of 10. The 2 points are for shaking things up and proving that some agencies are bloated, but execution matters. And Musk, he failed spectacularly at execution. Okay, 2 out of 10 from ChatGPT. Tell me in the comments if you think this score is fair or not. But now we'll switch to Grok and find out what score Elon Musk will get from his own AI. Elon Musk and DOGE are a wrecking ball, effective at smashing stuff, not building anything coherent. They've cut over $1 billion fast, gutted agencies, and forced chaos into a bloated system. But it's sloppy as hell. 40% of cuts didn't save money, the $2 trillion goal's a fantasy, and lawsuits are clogging it up. Musk's a bulldozer, not a surgeon. He's breaking rules and pissing people off, but results are murky beyond the headlines. Short-term disruption? Sure. Long-term efficiency? Doubtful. Too much collateral damage and no clear plan. I'd score it a 4 out of 10. Loud impact, questionable substance. Well, there you have it. 2 out of 10 from ChatGPT and 4 out of 10 from Elon's AI Grok. But for the final thoughts, I think it's funny that we're not even talking about anything like an 8 or 9 out of 10. I mean, it's objectively bad, and I think it just couldn't be good. Tell me in the comments what you think about Elon Musk and DOGE. Leave a like, subscribe if you haven't yet, and hit the links in the description to support the channel directly. And click right here to check out ChatGPT's breakdown of Trump and Musk's relationship and how and when they could eventually break up. Thanks for watching, click on this video, and I'll see you there in just a moment.